meeting from February 4th, 2020, open. And first thing we need to do is flag salute, so please stand. Okay, next we have roll call. Board member Yolanda Rodriguez Peña.
Present.
Board member Adrian Greer.
Here.
Board member Arianes.
Present.
And I'm here as well. So there we go. All right, next item 4.0C, approval of the agenda 4.1. So do I have?
Motion to approve agenda.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, with none, let's go ahead and vote. Okay, and it passes 4-0, and I would like to just notify everybody that Board Member Sheila Leen Cruz Gonzalez is in Washington, D.C. right now, and she's attending the State of the Union address as the guest of Congresswoman Grace Napolitano, so she will not be with us tonight, and I hope she has fun. All righty, next is item 5.0, items from the floor, public comment on agenda or non-agenda items. 5.1, this is an opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda or non-agenda items. No action can be taken on non-agenda items. Individual speakers may be allowed up to 3 minutes to address the board on any agenda or non-agenda item. Prior to addressing the board, please fill out the request to speak public comment blue cards and submit it to the board secretary. And it looks as if we have one, and it's Leslie Jones. Please come forward.
Leslie Jones, I'm that parent from Ellington and Gladstone. I just wanted to speak again to express some of my concerns. So recently Ellington lost our second administrator due to changes in the district reorganization. When I brought up my concerns about having one administrator in the K-8 program, I felt that my concern fell on deaf ears. Some have mentioned that having two administrators defeats the purpose of all the budget cuts that we need to make, and I understand we need to cut. So I spent a little of my free time today, just a little bit, doing research on K-8s in our surrounding school districts. Wow, I was very impressed with some of the other K-8s in the program in the other districts. I was amazed at the programs that they have, and many of those K-8s have two administrators. Some of the programs include extracurricular activities, art, music, some amazing programs. I was very tempted to say to pull my kids from the district to throw them in other districts, just because of all the wonderful things that those schools have to offer. And I just feel that Ellington is lacking in many of those. And I'm worried that if our district is going to model other K-8s after Ellington, other parents will look at those other schools and go, doesn't have quite what I want to offer my kids. Some of the things that they offered, two administrators, a support staff that supported each other, teachers for art, for music, for programs, for sports. I've been thinking about it. Ellington's right here, then Valleydale, then Paramount. And if we're thinking about making K-8s, just in those three schools, just right up Lark Ellen, do we have the students to support that, a K-8, Do we have enough students to go from TK all the way through 8th grade? I don't think so. I don't know, I don't have those numbers. So I took a few minutes also to look at the LCAP. It's recently come to my attention that, well, not recently, but our district's not too wise in the way that we spend money. And part of the LCAP, there's a section of it that we get from a grant. And I sat and I looked at all the different things, and mind you, the LCAP's 200 and some odd pages, so just cruising through it, and I thought, there's a lot that we're wasteful on in the way that we spend money. So please be more transparent. Please be wise with the money that is our students. That's our student money. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Okay, next we go to item 6.0, comments and requests by the board. I'll start with Board Member Yolanda Rodriguez-Peña.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to mention that we have the 100-mile club at Murray School, and so far as of December, I've reached 50 miles, and I promised the students that I was going to reach 100 miles. If I faint, I told them, drag me to the end, because the last 3 years, I did 75 miles. We walk every morning. So I just wanted to say that. I went to Gladstone High School, coffee with the principal. Citrus College was there speaking on early college and the Promise program. My grandson has entered the Promise program at the automotive, and his fees are paid, and he really enjoys that class. We're also wondering, is that Vincent doing his homework? I mean, that's how much he loves his class. My daughter said, he's on the computer. He's doing a test on there. Like, you know, I think he found his niche, and I'm really happy that we have the Promise program here at Azusa Unified and the partnership between Citrus College. So I also want to thank Barbara Dickerson, our Board of Trustees at Citrus College, and Yvonne McNair, the outreach supervisor, for taking the time and to come to speak to our parents, and Mr. Fernandez for, you know, setting that up and having them come, because the parents had many questions, and they were satisfied when we left. I went to Center Middle School, coffee with the principal. The topic was Azusa City Library resources. And I want to thank Sandra Serna, the community liaison from the Azusa Library. Parents, again, were not aware of all the great things that are going. It's not just a library where you just can go read a book. You know, they have, you know, baking classes, and they have art classes, they have literacy classes. And they also have, even for pets, it's doggy story time. You take your dog and you read a book to them. So, you know, these are things that parents are not aware of. Murray Elementary School, I went to the Reading Road's parent graduation. It was so beautiful to see the parents in the little cap and gown when they finished the program, and they called their students up to come and see them. And the students are very proud to see their moms receive their certificate. A parent was saying, you know, what she got out of the program was that her children used to do their homework alone. Now she sits with her students, her children, and she does the homework with them. So that's a really good program, the Reading Roads. And Coffee with the Cops, also great turnout, great conversation throughout the room. And I want to thank Azusa PD, Covina PD, San Dimas Sheriff, and Lika for organizing the event. It was a great event. Thank you.
Okay, Board Member Adrian Greer.
Just a few things. One, yeah, just want to say again that we are proud of Sheila Dean. That's incredible that she's out, you know, at the State of the Union address here now, and just another example of how she continues to represent us. And so I move that we, you know, approve attending the State of the Union address as a legitimate reason to miss a board meeting.
I second that.
Right. Also, want to say that I've over the course of the past week plus, maybe two or 3 weeks, a number of conversations with parents, with teachers, with just other folks in the community that are you know, hearing some of the things that are going around. Some of what they hear is absolutely true. Some of what they hear is absolutely inaccurate. And so I do want to continue to make myself available. Please feel free to reach out to me if there are questions. I've had conversations with students and some of their questions and some of the things that they're wondering about. And so I want to say that we are available, and I'm speaking for myself, I am available to have conversations and to talk those things through. Kind of where we came away from the special meeting that we had this last Monday was saying that we need to take some time over the course of the next several months to really make these decisions and with community input. And so we are inviting as much perspective and insight as possible. So please continue to reach out. I'm grateful for all the different perspectives that I've received so far. Another point, just want to clarify, I was able to attend there was a candidates forum this last week, and one of the things that came up was some of the relationships between the city and the school, and it was a question. And some of the responses I want to just bring some clarity to. I want to say, because Board Member Rodriguez Peña and I are both a part of the ad hoc committee, wanted to make sure that we're reporting back to the rest of the board and the community that we're grateful for some of the tremendous strengthening of a relationship that has happened between the school district, between the school board and the city and city council with regular meetings, and we've shared some of the issues and items that have been addressed and some of the great just fruit that has come from some of those meetings. And one of those is even having conversations around, at some point, having a joint meeting between the two standing bodies. And so that is something that is coming down the pipe, and we welcome the continued relationship between our counterparts that sit here on City Council. I would like to request that we have on the docket, as if there already aren't enough, additional meetings that we're needing to have or schedule. I'd like to just make sure that it's on the docket to have a schedule a governance conversation. Again, I think there's some unfinished things from last year that we still have not fully come around to, and so in the midst of all that, also, I'm hoping that we can have some governance conversation before this school year ends. And then I know that this is something that was discussed. Linda, Dr. Kaminsky, to have some of those meetings sent out to us for some of the additional conversations that we need to have over the course of the next several months, in hopes of us being able to schedule some of those special meetings around reorganization specifically this month, and if not possible this month, extending into next month, but preferably as soon as possible and continually.
Thank you, and as we discussed, that information will be coming to you in an email.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Board Member Gabriela Arianes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to our not regularly school board meeting. It's a little early. That's because we're going to be honoring parents pretty soon, and they're not here yet. Well, one of them is, but congratulations to those parents. And we thank that come every week, every 2 weeks to our meetings and that are here. Thank you so much, and I know you guys work long days, but thank you for being here and getting the information that is being conveyed to you. And for those that are hearing rumors and are hearing this and are hearing that, do not believe. You come straight to the source, school board meetings, you get informed. So please come get informed. I do appreciate everyone who's reached out to me and who I've had the pleasure, in having conversations with. Please keep reaching out. You do not, I've heard people say, I don't want to bug you, or, we will find time, I will find time to meet with you. I think it's really important that at this point right now, we do not let fear, intimidation, lack of resources, lack of knowledge, gear our district in the right way. We're all part of this district. High school students, we need your voice. Parents, administration, we need your voice. We're in this together. We're unified. We're a Sousa Unified School District, so let's get unified to go in the right direction. So I wanted to just kind of put that out there because my own kids came home and shared some of the rumors, and I just wanted to kind of just say that out there. Share that with you guys. I did go to Gladstone High School to coffee with the principal. I I just want to share that I really enjoyed that coffee with the principal. The parents were concerned, they had certain questions, and they were being addressed, and I really, really appreciated that and the follow-through. So thank you very much. Citrus College was there, and they were sharing about early college program, and what an amazing program. You get to have 1 year taken off your college year out of the way. So when you graduate, you're a sophomore in college. How cool is that? Yes, I am promoting it because it's amazing. Another thing I do want to share that just on my own time, I am going to other districts and other cities to see what's working for them, kind of like Miss Leslie Jones. Thank you for sharing that. And just being out there and being informed. Like I said, we're in this together, and the more research we do together and combine and be able to move forward is going to be, with best practice, is going to bring us forth. So thank you again, guys, for coming, and have a great night.
Okay, thank you, and I'd just like to go along with the same sentiment. I mean, I have had parents reach out, I've had teachers reach out, I've had classified reach out, and I've sat down and talked to an 11-year-old, and he had such insight on what do you think of this? Well, we don't want to get rid of this, this has done me, and this Avid is working for me so well. Please don't, he was able to articulate exactly why Avid was good for him. So it was really neat to sit and talk to the students. So I'd love to have a lot more students come up to me so they have their input in there too. But please keep reaching out. And now we're just going to move ahead. Thank you. And at this point, we have comments and reports by student board member, cabinet, and superintendent. 7.1, comments and reports by student board member and cabinet.
Good evening, board and audience. I'm just going to get into it. On February 5th, this is for Azusa High, on February 5th, we have our boys and girls soccer, Azusa High School versus Gladstone High School game from 3:15 to 5:30 p.m. On February 5th, girls basketball, AHS versus GHS at Gladstone High School, 3:15 to 8 p.m. On February 6th, Cafe Azteca in Room 1 Parent Center from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. On February 6th, boys basketball, Azusa High School versus Gladstone High School at Azusa High School from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. On February 7th, JROT military ball in Pomona from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. On February 8th, the community resource fair in the AHS gym takes place from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. On February 10th, there's no school. On February 11th, there's a Northrop Grumman field trip from 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. On February 12th, the academic awards are in the gym from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. On the 13th, there's Cafe Azteca in Room 1 Parent Center from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And on the 17th, there's no school. On the 18th, the Citrus College application workshop takes place in the Career Center from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. On February 18th, there's a school site council in Room 1 Parent Center from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Gladstone High, on February 6th, is a Slauson Middle School visit from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. The 6th web class field trip, San Gabriel Valley Econ, from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. On the 7th, there's a Center Middle School visit from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. On the 10th, there's no school. On the 11th is a field trip to Northrop Grumman from 8 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. On the 12th, there's an 8th grade expo in the gym from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. On the 12th, JROTC Junior Achievement at Ellington Elementary. On the 14th, there's a blood drive in the gym from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. On the 14th, Assemblywoman Rubio reception from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. On the 16th, JROTC George Washington ceremony from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. On the 17th, there's no school. On the 18th, Citrus College application workshop for senior English speaking parents and students from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. At Sierra High, there's a parent LCAP report meeting at 8:30 a.m. And on the 10th and 17th, there's no school.
Okay, and next to staff, and Dr. Linda Kaminsky. Okay, we'll go down to cabinet.
I want to congratulate all the parents that will be recognized at today's meeting.
It is an honor to be here tonight and take part in celebrating our parents and the dedication they have to our site. So looking forward to this evening.
And I'm going to hold my comments until later because I get to speak a little bit more than just a quick update.
And I also want to join the chorus of people congratulating the parents who help so much at our schools, providing an extra set of arms and support for our students, our teachers, and other parents. And whether your parents are, a parent is like my mother who only got to go to 5th grade, didn't get much education, or parents that had a full advantage of, complete education, they are so valued and so essential to our programs, and really appreciate their help.
Okay, move on to 8.0, report action of closed session matters. 8.1, approve settlement of 2 cases. AZUS-020127, AZSCW-011169. Is there any, do I have a motion?
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Oh, there's nothing to, all right, let's vote. Okay, it passes 4-0 and 1 absent. Now we move on to general functions, 9.0. 9.1, approve resolution 1920-28 for National School Counseling Week, February 3rd through 7th, 2020. 9.1. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it got changed, okay. Here, let me use that one. Okay. Recognition of the Gladstone High Dance Team for their first place win at San Gabriel Valley Regional Competition held at Sierra High School. So, do we have somebody to come on up? Why don't y'all just come on back here and kind of pile up this way, because we're going to get your picture anyway. So,
You like dance your way over here if you want.
short people in the front, tall people in the back.
I can talk. Oh, it's on. Good evening, Board of Education and Superintendent and Executive Cabinet. I'm going to turn over the mic real quick to our coach, Sky, who's done a fabulous job in the short time he's had with our kids. But again, this team in front of you is an example of what happens when we get talent, parents, and passion together, working hard day in, day out. They actually won another first place trophy this weekend over at Knott's Berry Farm, and they're on their way to another one this weekend in Etiwanda. But I'm going to let Sky get the credit because that man is doing all the work for us, and we really, really appreciate you, Sky. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. First off, I would just like to say thank you to all of Azusa Unified School District, all of you for the opportunity to be able to teach these kids dance. And it's really a blessing to be able to spread positivity and to give these kids a place to go where they feel like they're stressed from school or they're stressed from home. They could just go to dance and they could release. And they could be happy and just grow a new family with each other. I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Fernandez for giving me this opportunity and believing in me. This is nothing that I've ever experienced before. I've never coached a high school dance team before, and so far it's been a blessing. So I just want to say thank you for everyone who comes out, all the parents that support, who have made this be able to happen. And yeah, just thank you so much. And I just never thought this would have happened. So it's just a blessing to me and a blessing to my life. So I'm very grateful and thank you.
Good job, guys. I'm going to give this certificate, the Azusa Unified School District Certificate of Recognition is probably to present Gladstone High School dance team for their first place win at the San Gabriel Valley Regional Hip Hop Competition, February 4th, 2020, signed by Dr. Linda Kaminsky and Board President Jerry Vibos-Bogo. And I want to congratulate you students because I seen your video and that was really great. I wish you let me know when you performing, because I wasn't aware when you perform. I would like to see you. Can you do like a quick skit here, or is there enough room or anything? No? Oh, I guess not. You're all staring at me. I'm going to bring this around, okay?
While they're taking pictures, I want to congratulate the Gladstone High dance team. There's a few people in there that I know that I've coached since they were in kindergarten, and I remember when they took their first dance steps. So I'm very, very proud of you, and this has been 13 years in the making, and so congratulations, Gladstone High School. Keep reaching for the stars because you all shine. You all shine. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
And I'd like to say thank you so very much. I was a dancer in high school, and our school did not have a dance team, so I had to go to the other high school in order to join their dance team in spare time in the summertime. So I think this is just so neat that you guys have the opportunity to do that, because it does. It centers you. If you continue on, it's something that just constantly centers you throughout your entire life. Hopefully you'll be 89, 100 years old dancing. Okay, now moving on, we are at Approved Resolution 19-2028 for National School Counseling Week, February 3rd through 7th, 2020.
Good evening, members of the board, superintendent, as well as executive cabinet, and student board member. I'm here and a proud, well, you could say administrator, but really just a colleague of 3 of these wonderful secondary counselors. We have 13 in our district, and we have 3 here who are going to do a short presentation and give you a little insight of what goes on in a day in the life of a counselor, and really show you how indispensable they truly are to our district. So I'm going to turn this over for them, and then they'll do their own introductions.
Good evening. First off, we'd like to say Happy National School Counseling Week. So I'd like to introduce Roxana Reyes. She's at Center Middle School, and Jackie Hoke, who's at Azusa High School, and I'm Janae Corum at Gladstone High School. And as just a reminder of who our colleagues are, our middle school colleagues, and then our high school colleagues.
School counselors are trained to work with students in 3 domains. These domains are intertwined in every way. This year, our Director of College and Career, Frank Chang, led us to identify our district goals and also our counseling highlights.
Like last year, we continue to monitor academic and college and career readiness goals. For example, our Naviance engagement and our A through G completion rates. However, this year, we would like to highlight the personal social domain and why it is important to our work.
As we all know, our education is rapidly changing to adapt to this fast-changing world. And with that, our students' needs and student populations are changing. Our school counseling field is also evolving and growing with those changes. One of those things that has changed throughout the years is our title. Some of you may see us as guidance counselors who only focus on scheduling and vocational training, who have no standards or work in isolation. But we are not that. We are actually the complete opposite. We are school counselors who focus on the whole child, academic, college and career, and social and emotional. We took courses in counseling theories, college readiness, clinical counseling, crisis intervention, and some of us even have a dual degree in educational and clinical counseling. We collaborate with our staff members so that we can best support our students' needs. We have standards, and all of our decisions and actions are data-driven. And that's one of the things you see today. Last month, the National Education Association posted an article that 1 in 6 high school students report seriously considering suicide. Students are coming with personal struggles, trauma, anxiety, depression, suicidal ideations, poor coping skills to our schools. And that can affect our daily attendance. We're seeing this in our counseling referrals. They're dramatically increasing, and they're not going any lower. And we as counselors are the first line of defense in identifying and addressing those students' needs within the school setting. We help our students deal with these issues that become barriers to their academic success. And once again, students cannot be successful academically or college and career readiness if they're not successful social and emotional. If their well-being is not successful either, and if we're not addressing that. We as counselors provide direct and indirect services to our students. We provide group counseling, girl empowerment groups, groups on loss, when students have family members who have passed away or someone close. We do individual counseling. I see students who have been diagnosed with panic disorder who come in crying to school every day. I had a student who wouldn't go to her class for 2 months, and she was doing group and individual counseling outside, and the mom comes up and says, there's no way that we could have gotten through those 2 months if it weren't for our school counselor. And she is a straight-A student doing well, but we are there to advocate for our students. We do classroom presentations and school-wide activities to promote mental health. We are trying to be proactive and not reactive. We are the referral source to our students. And I know that we are limited in time today, but I hope that you guys can see that we school counselors are an integral and indisposable part of our educational system and of our AUSD community. We welcome you to visit our school counseling offices for more information. I wish I could share more, but that's it for tonight.
Thank you for supporting school counselors. We appreciate it.
And I'd like to say thank you for everything you do for our students, because it is definitely necessary, all the interventions you do. And I know that you all care. I have people here who...
I also wanted to add that I want to wish you a happy counseling week, but I know that you play a very important part of our students' lives. And I do know that whenever a student needs help, may it be academically or may it be socially, they're like, I'm going to go see my counselor. Just to see your counselor. And I want to thank you for your patience. Thank you very much.
I wanted to go ahead and add to that. I am extremely grateful for school counselors. I don't even know where to start. Everything that you guys do for our students, the emails you respond, the extra help that you give them, they will forever remember you. I know that I remember Miss Guthrie from Gladstone High School when I was there many, many moons ago. She is the reason why I came back to Gladstone High School. She's the reason why I went into counseling and got my master's in social work. You guys may not see it immediately, but you guys have a tremendous impact in all of our students. So those tired nights that you guys are just so tired, just remember that one student is going to come back and be so successful because of you, because you didn't give up on them. So thank you for being everything that you are. Like you said, Miss Roxana, you're everything. You do the academic, you do the social emotional, you do everything, and we really can't survive without you guys. So thank you so much, and happy Counselors Week.
Yeah. Also, as somebody who definitely spent some time in the over in the counselor's office when I was, yeah, some can attest to that. Just grateful for the work that has continued and the work that you all do. I also am privileged to work with students, every day, and I work with some of the same students who spend time with you all in your offices, and I just hear just great things about the support that you provide. And so, yes, happy National School Counselors Week. We're grateful for you and appreciate you.
Moving on to 9.3, Azusa Unified. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, do I have a motion?
I move to approve.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Vote. Okay, it passes 4 and 1 absent. And moving on to 9.3, Azusa Unified School District Strategic Plan 2019-2022, update number 4.
So as the title says, this is update number 4 of our board strategic plan. Follows the same format as the previous one, so I just want to highlight 2 things from the plan. The first one comes from provide innovative, relevant, and rigorous learning environments. I just want to report that since the last time that we talked about the concept of the test kitchen and teachers jumping on board to try innovative things in their classrooms and help us with that, since that announcement, we have had more teachers jump on board, and so we're happy about the manner that is taking off. And so just wanted to report that, again, we have more teachers jumping on board with that. The second thing that I wanted to highlight comes from the strengthened partnerships with families and community. This was around the parent survey. One of the goals was to get input around the parent survey that assesses motivation and interest in parent engagement. And so as a result of that engagement, as a result of that process, we're happy to announce that some of those questions have been embedded in our district annual survey to reflect that work. And so just wanted to highlight those 2 things as we discuss that.
Can you please give us the last day for parents, administration, and students to take the survey? So this Friday, February 7th, will be the last day that anybody can take that and give their input towards the district. Friday. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
I do have a question. I have a question on page C. regarding the, I'd like to know, under the travel and conferences, how is the school board or the administration affected by this, or at all, or?
So we're looking for the board to provide direction on how that would be rolled out. Currently, we're reviewing travel and conference and cabinet before we're approving. And so if there's any further restrictions, we look for direction.
So, what does that mean? We're looking for direction for us to what?
If the board would like to set limits on travel for themselves, then we'll be able to implement those as a restriction, and we can monitor that for you. Right now, we're doing it on a case-by-case basis for staff, and if it passes thresholds of necessity, then they're approved. If it is absolutely not a necessity, then we're declining those.
And I'm not saying, to cut the whole travels and conferences, because some of the conferences, we should be there, but I'm just talking about maybe cutting, or maybe go to the ones in California, because I also, did a timeline or a statistic here stating, if we went on a conference, we'll say at $1,500 room, board, and food for a board member or administrator, if 2 people go, that's $3,000. If 3 people go, it's $4,500, and 5, all board members, if they win, $7,500. And the AL Foundation gave we gave the 7th graders $8,000 for them to be able to go to the Museum of Tolerance. And I just feel, it's not big bucks, but I think I'm not done. I think it's not big bucks, but I do think that we would set a great example, since we are doing many budget cuts in where we're at right now. Even if we do a moratorium on it, I think that we would set a great example also cutting our own budget. $8,000, if that sends a child on a field trip, I'd rather not go to conferences myself. I'm speaking for myself, for a whole year or whatever, because I think it's, we do have webinars, we do have conferences in California that we can go to where you can drive there. You don't have to travel or go on the plane or go out of Washington or wherever they have them, because we are always offered to go to Chicago, New Orleans and so forth, and I'm just bringing that up only because of where we're at on our budget at this time. We would just set a great example. That's just my opinion.
Okay, but we could set a time for all of us to sit down and discuss it in another meeting.
I think that's really important that we, as school board members, that we don't forget what hat we're wearing. So Board Member Yolanda Pena, I think it's important when you do speak, you speak as a board member when you're on this diocese, not as a ALL president.
No, I was not speaking as a president.
Excuse me. You just shared.
Yeah.
The Education Foundation gave this, so you're speaking as so it's really important that when we're up here, that we are wearing the hat of a school board member. If we have issues to address in a different capacity, that we do it in a different arena. So, with that being said, I think it's really important that we differentiate. I understand you're in different boards, but I think it's really important that when you do approach the board from a different hat, meaning the president of the Education Foundation, that it is approached in a different way. Because right now you're representing the board, which is your elected official. So I think we further do need to discuss that and how we approach certain things. And we do need to have a conversation. You want to have a conversation? We're open for it.
Well,
And that's why I'm talking as a board member, because the travels and conferences are with the board. I would just set an example what the foundation has given the school district in order for our students to go on this field trip.
You did state as the Education Foundation, we gave this much. So I think it's very clear.
Okay, we have a schedule here. So we're going to go ahead, and we are going to schedule a time, maybe put it on the agenda where we can sit and talk about how we would do our
This is a good time
parameters.
for
I
a
think that would be-
governance meeting.
Yes, okay, for a governance meeting, how does everybody feel about that?
Yeah.
All righty, because I know I have my own opinions, but at this point, we have a schedule, and I am the time Nazi.
Thank you for keeping us on track.
All righty. 9.4, consider acceptance of the 2018-2019 Measure K Bond Financial and Performance Audit Report. Okay.
Would you like me to provide an overview of the?
Yeah. Yeah, I think an overview would be fine. Yeah, because,
Sure. So for the audit, we went over those results at the last board meeting. There was no significant findings or performance issues reported. I did not attach it to the agenda item, so we brought it back so that way you could review it before it's approved.
hey, thank you.
You know what I'd like to see on the bond measure? I'd like to see the pyramid that was created from the beginning, and just like to see what projects have been completed in this pyramid that we started and which are still pending. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd also like to see that maybe showing, originally, these were the projects that were on the list and the status of those, and then any projects that have been added since, so that there's just clear delineation on, what was in line with what was originally scheduled and any changes since then.
We can bring that back. We had presented that prior, so would you like that in a Friday packet, or would you like it to be an agenda item?
A Friday packet would be
Yeah,
sufficient for me.
that's fine.
Okay.
Friday packet. Okay. So at this point, we'll move on to 9.5, approve. Oh, no, we actually have to, it's an action item. So we have to approve it. So,
No, we
Have
need
a-
to, we need to motion,
yes,
not just,
not just approve it, you are correct. All right, do I have a motion?
Move to approve item 9.4.
I second the move.
Okay, do we have any conversation? Any questions? Oh, student preferential vote, I am so sorry.
Yes. That was my first vote.
Good job. Good job. Okay. Okay, it passes 4 and 1 absent. And then we'll move on to 9.5, approve a retirement incentive plan for permanent certificated non-management K-12 bargaining unit members, Resolution 192030. Do I have a motion?
Make
Oh,
a
no, I
motion
have
to
a-
approve 9.5.
Second?
Okay, and any comments? Linda, whoever wrote, Mr. Ronquillo.
So we're bringing this to you tonight as an option for, as it states, our certificated non-management members that are retiring, that meet certain service requirements to be able to receive an incentive for retirement. This concept is to encourage retirement, which saves dollars for the following school year. And currently, the product is at an 85% of their current salary, and it would require 34 participants to take this offer.
And just so that's clear, so that if 33 come forward to retire, take advantage of this, what happens?
We would not have met the threshold, so those 33 would not receive it. If it was right at that threshold. There is always the option to reconsider or to look at the numbers and see if it makes sense again. And it all is a complicated formula depending on who participates in the retirement plan and what groups they fall in.
And is that only for certificated, not for classified?
Correct.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, place your votes. Okay, it passes 4 and 1 absent. And we'll move on to 10.0, consent calendar. 10.1, all matters listed under the consent calendar are considered by the board to be routine and will be enacted by the board in one motion in the format following the last consent calendar agenda item. There will be no discussion of these items prior to the time the board, staff, or the public requests specific items to be discussed. If discussion is required by a board member, that item will be removed from the consent calendar, and it will be considered separately. The superintendent and staff recommend approval of the consent calendar agenda items. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve consent calendar, but with the exception of 10.2.
Hey, you'd like to pull 10.2?
And I would like to pull 10.5.
Okay, and also 10.5. With that, already motioned, so let's vote.
Someone seconded?
I thought somebody seconded. Okay,
I second the motion.
thank you. Oh, there we go. Okay, it passes 4 to 1, and, or no, the 4 and 1 absent. And next, we move on to 11.0. We will have item 12.1, no, 10.1. No, it's 11. So we'll move 10.2, 11.1.
Sorry, it's 11.2.
Okay, and at that point, approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting, do I have a motion? Or shall you just go ahead and explain? Yep.
Yeah, so I just pulled it because I wasn't present at that particular meeting, so I'd prefer to abstain since I was not there.
Okay. So go ahead and, we'll go ahead and vote. Okay. I didn't mean to confuse anybody. All in favor? How about Gabrielle Arianes, board member? Board member Adrian Greer?
Abstain.
Board member?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. And then we move on to 11.5. I thought that was 11.2. Thank you. It's the first time it's happened yet. Okay, and that would be consider approval of consultants, AEG Consulting, Dr. Gloria Ramos Gonzalez, resolution number 192029.
I just want more explanation on Dr. Gloria Ramos. And has she been a consultant here before, or is she new to us?
Yes, she was a consultant here with us last year, and she is part of our Title III plan. So our Title III is part of our big categorical programs, and that plan is directed for English learners, immigrant students, and language programs. So in coming into this position and overseeing the dual immersion program, I gathered some feedback from our dual immersion teachers, and because many of them are dusting off their BCLADs, having not utilized them for a while, but fortunately we have many teachers who have those BCLADs. They had requested some additional professional learning opportunities because they're shifting from a bilingual classroom instruction to a dual immersion, which is significantly different.
So are we renewing her contract? Or is it a contract that we're renewing that we do every year?
We brought her back this year to complete, there was some professional learning that our teachers had surfaced in writing, literacy building, that they wanted additional support in, and I have their evaluations where they made that request. So that was why we asked her to come back to complete that work.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
So I'd like to also just say thank you. In reading through the data, I know that we've had conversations around consultants, and not only was there adjustments to the form, but even the responses that were included. It was very robust and helpful to be able to make an informed decision. And so with that, I would like to move to approve this item.
I second. Yes.
Board Member Greer?
Yes.
Board Member
Yes.
Rodriguez Peña, and yes for me too. Okay, and now we're moving on to 12.0, curriculum instruction. 12.1, approval of the 2019 School Accountability Report Card, SARC, for all TK through 12 schools. Do I have a motion?
Motion to move forward, 12.1.
Second.
Alrighty, do we have a presentation? Okay, well, I was just going to have an explanation for it.
Good evening. The California statute indicates that at least triennially, every 3 years, the board should review and ensure that our school accountability report cards are in line with the state template, and that is what this is this evening. Every year, we upload school accountability report cards to our website and to the state so that people can, again, have a resource to learn more about our individual schools and their progress.
I want to thank you for this because it's very self-explanatory and it's really great on each school site.
Very clear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of work.
I also would like to compliment staff for their reports. I did make a note of that. All righty, and any other discussion? Let's vote. No, it's right there. And it passes 4 and 1 absent. And next, we move on to 13.1, policies and bylaws. These are both information items. 13.1 is the first reading of amended board policies and administrative regulations regarding students. Board policy and administrative regulation 5116.1, intra-district open enrollment. Board policy and administrative regulation 5117, inter-district attendance. Administrative regulation 5125, student records. Board policy and administrative regulation 5131.2, bullying. Board policy and administrative regulation 5141.21, administering medication and monitoring health conditions. Board policy 5145.11, questioning and apprehension by law enforcement. Does anybody have any comments or questions about those? Okay, then we move on to 13.2, the first reading of amended board policies and administrative regulations regarding instruction. Amended board policy and administrative regulations 6143, courses of study, 6154, homework/makeup work. Amended administrative regulations 6174, education for English learners. Amended administrative regulation 6175, migrant education program. Does anybody have any? Okay, well, with that said, we're moving on to our special reception for our Parent 2019-2020 Parent of the Year, and we will reconvene back in here at 7 o'clock. So, yes, thank you. I don't even know if I hit my... Okay, everybody, please take your seats so we can get started in this wonderful event. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting back to order. So, yeah. A little bit more to... Now we would like to move on to recognitions and awards. So if we could just all calm down and sit, that would be great. And we'd like to recognize Daniel Lee, U.S. 2020 Census Partnership Specialist. Please, welcome.
Thank you, members of the board, president, clerk, and also council members, superintendent, assistant superintendents, and all the parents here today. My name is Daniel Lee. I presented here before in front of the city council members. I've also spoken with the superintendent's office and assistant superintendent as well. I've been in touch with the schools, been very gracious to us to help present the census to each of the individual schools in the Azusa Unified School District. And today, I won't be presenting, but I would like to introduce our presenter who will be presenting in Espanol, with Andrew Soto. So we can give Andrew Soto the time.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas tardes o noches ahora. My name is Andrew Soto y me llamo Andrés. Trabajo aquí en Los Ángeles, por todos lados en Los Ángeles, throughout the county. Like Daniel said, estoy trabajando porque tenemos una misión ahora con el censo en 2020 a contar la gente, especialmente en comunidades que son difíciles a contar. Okay. Estamos aquí para hacer una presentación. Is there a clicker? Oh, well, here we go. Why do we do a census? Porque se realiza el censo. Está en la Constitución, okay? We've been doing it since 1790, right? Cada 10 años. Some of you here are too young. Remember the last census? A couple of you remember a few of them, right? Y no solamente eso en cuenta. Personas que me dijeron en El Monte que solamente es una cuenta a contar la población. Sí es eso, pero es más, ¿sí? Es poder. Es por las líneas del Congreso. Más y es prosperidad, es dinero, es más. Ese dice 1000, pero es billones, 1000 millones ahí, ya. Es más de 1 trillón. Hay un artículo de Reuters en un estudio de George Washington University que más de como 1.2 trillones de dólares que vienen a la comunidad por escuelas, bibliotecas, las calles, que son de dinero por la comunidad. Aquí tenemos los resultados de 2010 aquí. Yo no puedo decir qué va a pasar en 2020. Okay, este año podemos hacerlo en línea. Es fácil, como 10, 15 minutos. Solamente hay 7 preguntas. Si quieren hacerlo en teléfono, o en una forma en español, en papel, si lo quieren. Pero si tienen un iPhone, no es una app, van a recibir una postal por correo en marzo, viene pronto, 17 de marzo, van a recibir la postcard que tiene el número donde pueden ir en línea y por favor si pueden responder. 1 de abril es el día del censo, April Fool's. That helps anybody remember. Here we are. So mid-March, ahí, en marzo, van a recibirlo. Y por favor, si pueden, rápidamente, es fácil, 15 minutos. Esto es para las comunidades que yo hablo con los inmigrantes, que esta información, no compartimos nada con otro. Es información que queremos solamente ver como en el aire, at the track level. Esta información no podemos identificar personas. ¿Okay? Y esta información es protegida por la ley federal, Title 13. Aquí tenemos las preguntas, que es la edad que si tienen 3 personas, un niño, por favor, si pueden. Más de 1 millón de niños en California que no habíamos contado. Es mucho dinero. We have the sample online now. If anybody would care to go online, it's in Spanish as well. Daniel can forward it if anybody wants to see it. Aquí tenemos. Ahora en línea. Aquí tenemos los otros idiomas, las otras lenguas, 12 opciones. Si necesitan ayuda, pueden llamar. Y aquí tenemos español, all the way through. These are in English, but, you know, if anybody needs help, pueden llamar. Here we have a lot of the communities that have been very difficult to count, so that we work with trusted messengers. Thank you to the board for the invitation. Veteranos, indigentes, personas mayores, personas que no hablan inglés. What I mentioned about the track level data that we need, right? That's beneficial for the community. Si tenemos más niños. Recursos por escuela. Okay? So, por favor, si pueden responder. Daniel's probably been working, eso es como un working group, los CCCs que tenemos en Los Ángeles. Ese es nuestras estrategias, como trabajando con boards y otras comunidades, community groups, community-based organizations. ¿Qué más? Vamos, motivar a la población. We're in a motivation period. Remind people que viene pronto. March is coming up. Okay? Si no quieren alguien a tocar en tu puerta, por favor, si pueden responder. Okay? Part of that NARFU, our non-response follow-up of people knocking on your door. Who's knocking on my door? They can work until 10 o'clock at night. En la noche, please respond. So we're coming up on the auto response period in mid-March, and then we follow up with the NARFU, and then we send this information, estos datos, al presidente. Otra vez, 1 de abril es el día del censo. Not just for extra work, pero si quieren contar su comunidad. Eso es algo para podemos contar todos. Por favor, si quieren ser un enumerador, census taker. We're hiring. We're in peak hiring. Por favor, si pueden ir. 2020census.gov. Paga bien. 17 a como $25 por hora. ¿Es bien? Bueno. Got the variety of positions there. Got some great PSAs. It's your tax dollars and YouTube and Census Bureau. I don't have a link here, but I wish we did right now. I don't have the ability, but we've got some great PSAs in español. Cada lengua.
So les están ofreciendo trabajo. They're offering jobs. But the most important thing, I think it's really important that we understand, is that everyone needs to be counted. Todos tenemos que ser contados. Porque cuando no somos contados, when we are not counted, the resources, like he said, do not come down to our local level, to you, to your kids. This is everybody. Everybody, aunque sean indocumentados, lo que sea, tienen que ser contados, por favor. Yo sé que vamos a tener una campaña aquí en nuestro distrito. Les invito a todos, si tienen alguna pregunta, que por favor nos llamen y les podemos ayudar con el proceso. Muchas gracias. Y tengo, I'm going to switch back to English. We have these certificates of recognition for Andrew Soto and Daniel Lee for their efforts to ensure that our community is informed and able to participate in the United States 2020 census. Remember, even kids in diapers need to be counted. Everyone needs to be counted. So together, let's give them a round of applause and invite them up.
Okay, now we'll move on to 15.2, the piece de resistance, the presentation of the 2019-2020 Parent of the Year.
Good evening, Board President, members of the board, Dr. Kaminsky, and audience members. My name is Arturo Ortega, and I have the honor of kicking off today's presentation. Last week, I had the distinct privilege of meeting all 16 of the Parent of the Year recipients that you're going to get to know and meet today. And I don't want to take thunder from the principal, so I'm going to keep it limited. I don't want to give everything away. But I do want to share a couple of things. I can tell you that in the course of meeting our 16 amazing parents, I can report to you that we had an opportunity to laugh, an opportunity to cry, an opportunity to listen, and an opportunity to appreciate. I can also share that among the 16 parents that you're going to meet today, some of them work. Some of them stay at home. Some of them own their own businesses. We have parents from multiple countries that speak multiple languages. We have gifted cooks. We have teachers, puzzle solvers, commuters, survivors. We have moms, we have dads, we have foster parents. We have presenters, leaders, innovators, contributors, activists, difference makers. We have 16 parents who not only are making a difference in their family, but are also making a difference in the school family, the district family, the community family. Mrs. Razzo, who was our District Parent of the Year last year, unfortunately could not join us last week, but I do want to publicly thank Sandra Smith for helping us with our meetings. I think she's in the audience today. Yay. And then a big shout out to Hope Valdez, who has worked in the background to make sure that our reception and everything went without a hitch. So thank you to those folks. With that, I'd like to turn over to Dr. Gomez from Azusa High School. Thank you so much.
It's the wrong one up. It's the wrong one up.
It'd be hard to follow.
Elementary in alphabetical order, if I could just
Yeah. Sure.
Mi nombre es Laura Clark y he sido la directora de la Escuela Dalton. Durante este tiempo he sido afortunada de tener a la señora Adriana Gómez como madre de 2 estudiantes de Dalton. Ella está absolutamente comprometida con el éxito de sus hijos, el éxito de todos los estudiantes de nuestra escuela y su crecimiento personal. La señora Adriana es una increíble madre de 4 hijos. Ella se asegura de que sus hijos sean amados y estén preparados para su educación. Con el apoyo que les brinda, han superado desafíos y se han destacado en todas las áreas. La señora Adriana es una de las integrantes principales de nuestro grupo de padres. Ella ha pasado cientos de horas como voluntaria para hacer que cada una de nuestras actividades sea exitosas. Ella es muy artística y ha ayudado a crear decoraciones magníficas para nuestra sala de padres, actividades del PTA y nuestra ceremonia del Día de los Veteranos. Ella nos representa en de los comités ILAC, DILAC y Concilio Escolar. Adriana actualmente es una de nuestros padres presentadores de familias en escuelas. La señora Adriana Gómez merece este premio por su dedicación como madre, su compromiso con la escuela Dalton y el ejemplo que establece como aprendiz de por vida.
Great job, Ms. Clark. Great. I'm honored to give the first certificate. Azusa Unified School District Parent of the Year is proudly to present Adriana Gomez for her contribution and dedication to the students of Azusa. February 4th, 2020, signed by Dr. Linda Kaminsky and Board President Jerry Vivos Bogo. And I want to congratulate all the parents today. Estoy muy orgullosa que está aquí con los parientes porque necesitamos ustedes en la escuela para ayudar a los niños. I think it's really important that you come to your child's school and work, and I know a lot of you are busy, but you do a lot of your voluntary time, and we do need you in our school district to help us be effective. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Racines, and it gives me great pleasure to celebrate Mrs. Carolyn DeLuel as Ellington's Parent of the Year. Carolyn's husband, Stanley, is here, along with her amazing parents, Paul and Gina, and her 5 beautiful children. Would you please stand? Thank you. Aren't they beautiful? Beautiful children. There are 3 things to share about Carolyn that make her a very special parent at Ellington. First and foremost, she is an advocate for all children. She wants what's best for all students. She seeks help on behalf of many parents to support their children. Carolyn is solution-oriented and has shared her ideas with a more proactive approach. Through many thoughtful conversations, we have worked through numerous problems together, particularly when I first arrived to Ellington. Thank you. Indeed, we are a team. It's not just about talking about problems. We identify solutions together, and then Carolyn is my person to just go for it. Carolyn is also flexible. She rearranged her personal plans to ensure our Halloween event happened, even though we did not have enough volunteers. Carolyn was flexible and once again found a solution. I know our Ellington teachers appreciate her help in our classrooms on a weekly basis as well. I've enjoyed working with you, Carolyn. I've watched you develop your leadership, communication, and advocacy skills. Thank you for all that you do for our students, teachers, community, and me. And I know that Dr. Norman thanks her as well. Congratulations on being Ellington's Parent of the Year.
Good evening. I am Eddie Lotz, resource teacher at Hodge Elementary School. Tonight, on behalf of Victoria Velasquez, the principal, I have the privilege of introducing Mrs. Maria Gamis Corona as Hodge School's Parent of the Year. Since the days prior to enrolling her daughter in our AUSD dual immersion program, Ms. Gamis Corona has become a vital member of our school. Not only is she a tremendous support to the dual immersion program, she is also an esteemed member of the greater school community. It is no coincidence that numerous Hodge community members were eager to recommend Mrs. Gamis Corona as our nominee for AUSD Parent of the Year. Tonight, she is joined by her husband, Ignacio Corona, her two daughters, Esperanza and Victoria, and her father, Bibliano Gamis, and her mother, Josefina Gamis. Thank you for coming. Ms. Gamis Corona is humble and she is kind. She is truly motivated to serve others and improve learning for all. Through her example of relationship building, she has encouraged numerous parents to get involved in learning opportunities and shared leadership. She also leads the way as a volunteer and encourages others to join in. Ms. Gamis Corona is thoughtful, energetic, and generous. Her desire to improve learning for all and build community is demonstrated through her openness and welcoming manner. She has been a parent volunteer, PTA executive board member, school site council member, DLAC member, president of ELAC, and a respected presenter on our Families in Schools team. She is the spark that brings people together. Ms. Gamis Corona's background in early education and effective verbal and written communication skills allow her to connect with others and engage them in learning. She is well respected in both our English and Spanish-speaking communities. Ms. Gamis Corona is a giver. She offers her assistance whenever and wherever she sees there is a need. Whether she is quietly influencing in the background, volunteering in the classroom, attending a district-level meeting, or leading a parent workshop, she is always willing to lend a helping hand. Her service, energy, and generous spirit are an inspiration, and we are proud to have her represent us. Please join me in honoring Maria Gamis Corona, Hodge School's Parent of the Year.
And we have here, Azusa Unified School District Parent of the Year Award is proudly presented to Maria Gamis Corona for her contributions and dedication to the students of Azusa.
Buenas tardes, soy Diana Rojas, directora de la Escuela Lee. En nombre de los padres, estudiantes y el personal de la Escuela Charles H. Lee, es un gran orgullo presentar a la señora Maura de García como la Madre del Año de Lee. La señora García participa activamente en todas las actividades y eventos en la Escuela Lee. Como parte del PTA, ella ha ayudado a planificar, establecer y administrar puestos de recaudación de fondos en beneficio de todos nuestros estudiantes. Para el Día de los Maestros, ella ha proporcionado su creatividad y deliciosas comidas para hacer que su Día de los Maestros sea especial. En los programas navideños anteriores que los padres pusieron para nuestros estudiantes de Lee, no solo ayudó con disfraces y telones de fondo, sino que también actuó en ellos. Además, ella ha sido una gran defensora de la participación de los padres a asistir a todas las reuniones escolares, café con la directora, ILAC, talleres de familias en la escuela y clases de inglés. Como si eso fuera poco, la señora García también es un miembro sobresaliente de la comunidad de Azusa. Ha dedicado su tiempo a los eventos de la ciudad, a la escuela Forjo, donde asiste su hija Rebeca, a la escuela secundaria Azusa, donde su hija Loida se graduó el año pasado, a la casa de tarea, a mi tercer lugar y a su iglesia. Como madre, la señora García es una madre ejemplar y un verdadero modelo a seguir para sus hijas. Como inmigrante, ha inculcado en sus hijas el valor de la educación y la importancia de apreciar las grandes oportunidades que nuestro país tiene para ofrecer. Deborah, su hija menor, es una estudiante excelente de primer grado en Lee, que siempre es respetuosa, responsable, amable y llena de confianza. Para terminar, se debe admirar la devoción de la señora García por su familia, por su servicio a los demás, por su positividad y su impulso. Por lo tanto, yo, junto con el personal y los padres de la escuela Charles H. Lee, estamos orgullosos de reconocer a la señora Maura de García como nuestra Madre del Año.
Muy bonitas palabras.
And it says, Azusa Unified School District Parent of the Year is proudly presented to Maura Juana de Garcia for her contributions and dedication to the students of Azusa.
Quiso dar para la foto.
Otra vez.
In the book, Becoming Batman, Arthur, Dr. E. Pauser explored the question, could a mortal ever become Batman? According to the Nee family, the gentleman next to me is Batman. Good evening, I'm Jenny Lee, and I have the honor of presenting to you Longfellow's Parent of the Year, Mr. Chi Nee. Children, Winston and Madison's are TK students in our program, and we have our Longfellow community here to help us celebrate him. So thank you for joining us this evening. When I asked Mr. Nee's family to share some information about him, they independently stated that he is Batman or very Batman-like. The comic claim was interesting, so I decided to conduct the research to better understand the comparison. According to Dr. Zur, Batman is an ordinary mortal with many interests who made himself a superhero through discipline, determination, and commitment. Mr. Nee is a semi-professional magician, a Rubik's Cube aficionado, who is a member of the Rubik's Cube Ambassador Program, so he can organize Rubik's Cube events. And he is great with technology and gadgets as well. He created a Rubik's Cube solving robot. You can find that on YouTube. Senga, a 3D puzzle game for the iPad, and Life Happens, a financial literacy game for people of all ages to understand how money works. He currently owns Straight A's Incorporated, an education consulting company that helps schools and organizations to implement STEM programs. And he's also starting another company called Enyo Stations. Even with such a large skill set, Mr. Ni, like Batman, is great at the things he does. He is an exemplary parent who spends a lot of time with his children and support their individual interests. So building on their interests, he teaches his children important lessons, including how to be kind to others. Mr. Ni shared that, or Mrs. Ni shared that at one moment you can find Mr. Ni teaching spatial reasoning by building Legos with his son Winston, and a moment later he's playing dolls with Madison and teaching her social interactions and social language. And they have Barbies invited to other parties and their tea parties as well, so there's whole parties. Like Batman, Mr. Ni is committed to helping others, including in many of the things that he's done to help students. He's conducted a toy drive, backpack drive, started the FLL robotic teams at Neighborhood Homework House, worked with at-risk youth, taught STEM projects at the Whittier District, and mentored CSU Fullerton Entrepreneurship Program. Through his generous contribution, Mr. Ni supports our school program by providing gifts to our students, resources to our students and our staffs, as well as resources that help extend the programs that we're teaching over at Longfellow. Currently, he's working on obtaining more copies of the book Ajit Singh, to help our children to learn more about other culture and the importance of being kind and thoughtful to all. So in conclusion, I think we can all agree that with just a few comparisons that Mr. Ni is very Batman-like, if not Batman himself, and we thank you for being our superhero at Longfellow.
Azusa Unified School District Parent of the Year Award is proudly presented to Chi Ni for his contributions and dedication to the students of Azusa.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Marcela Fonseca, principal of Magnolia Elementary School, and it is a great privilege and honor to present to you our Parent of the Year, Rebecca Lopez. Rebecca is the proud parent of 3 wild Mustangs, Claire and TK twins, Brooklyn and Daisy, all who have been accompanied here tonight, or who are accompanying here tonight with her husband Joel and her parents-in-law. Rebecca's heart and joy are her 3 little girls. She is passionate about empowering them and all children to take ownership of their learning and do their best. She believes school and learning should be associated with excitement, adventure, and fun, and she is definitely a mama who brings the fun and adventure. Through literacy, that is. She has risen as a parent leader facilitating lessons for other parents during Reading Roads, and she works to provide books in English and Spanish for Mustang families so they may continue reading and building their own traditions around stories and conversations at home. In addition to her love for literacy, Rebecca enjoys getting to know the families in our community. She's even been working to learn Spanish, so her connections are not limited by language. She understands the importance and benefits of being an active partner in her children's education, and in her warm and welcoming way, she has reached out to many parents to invite them to do the same. She is an advocate for all learners in education, with an optimistic focus on solutions rather than dwelling on the challenges we sometimes face. In Rebecca's own words, I will share her wise and positive approach. She says these words: "Good parenting is modeling good living, embodying kindness, love, generosity, and grit. We need to demonstrate how to function well in our challenging and evolving cultural climate. Children are very intelligent and adapt to the world around them. Adults can learn from these adaptable and unfazed children."
so need I say anything more after that? You can see why her presence brings great joy to our campus. She is an amazing mom, valued volunteer, cherished community member, and will be a wild Mustang for many, many years to come. Thank you, Rebecca, for all you do for Magnolia School. Congratulations. We are so proud of you and happy to name you our Wild Parent of the Year. Thank you.
So Azusa Unified School District Parent of the Year Award is proudly presented to Rebecca Lopez for her contributions and dedication to the students of Azusa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Buenas tardes, soy Janet Flores, directora de la Escuela Murray, y es un placer presentarles hoy a Silvia García, Madre del Año para la Escuela Murray. Aquí, con Silvia está acompañándola el día de hoy su esposo Andrés, sus hijos Axel, Andrew y Natael y su cuñada. Cuando su hijo Axel comenzó TK este año, Silvia sabía que quería participar en su educación, pero no sabía cómo. Ella se enteró de las muchas clases para padres que se ofrecen en Murray y decidió asistir. Durante las clases, Silvia comenzó a conocer a otros padres que compartieron con ella sobre todas las oportunidades que tenía para involucrarse en la escuela. Silvia luego se interesó en ser voluntaria. A través de su deseo de aprender y apoyar a su hijo en su educación, Silvia comenzó a ser voluntaria. Ella era nueva a Murray, una cara nueva, porque su hijo solo está en TK. Pero no pasó mucho tiempo antes de que todos la empezaron a conocer. Cuando necesitábamos a Silvia, se le podía encontrar haciendo copias, trabajando en proyectos para los maestros o ofreciéndose para cocinar algún evento y a veces incluso para la escuela. También cuando vemos y encontramos a Silvia, muchas veces trae con ella su stroller y a sus 2 bebés a su lado. Lo que sea necesario y como sea, Silvia está dispuesta a hacerlo. Si los bebés están enfermos, entonces el trabajo se va a casa con ella. ¿Y qué mejores días para ser voluntario que en días libres de alumnos? Porque dice Silvia que así, de esta manera, puede avanzar más el trabajo para los maestros. Cuando Silvia no está en la escuela, está a solo una llamada de distancia. ¿Estaré ahí? Es la respuesta de Silvia cada vez que la necesitamos. Como nueva madre en Murray, Silvia se ofreció como voluntaria en la escuela, asistió a clases para padres, café con la directora y familias en la escuela. Está interesada en aprender todo lo que pueda con el objetivo de ayudar a sus hijos a tener éxito en la escuela. Cada vez que se le pide ayuda, ella acepta con una hermosa sonrisa. Ella ha sido un buen modelo a seguir para los demás padres y ha establecido relaciones con muchos de ellos. En Murray estamos muy entusiasmados y afortunados de tenerla, ya que este solo es su primer año en Murray. Esperamos fortalecer la relación y mantener su actitud positiva y su voluntad de ser voluntaria por muchos años, ya que tiene 2 pequeños que todavía no van a la escuela. Estoy muy orgullosa de reconocer a Silvia como la Madre del Año de Murray por su arduo trabajo y su dedicación a sus hijos, a su familia, su participación en la escuela y su liderazgo entre los padres. Felicidades.
Muchas felicidades, Silvia García, en este gran accomplishment. How do you say accomplishment? I forgot. What? Congratulations. And
Good evening, School Board President Babos Vogel, members of the school board, Dr. Kaminsky, and cabinet members. My name is Antonio Flores, principal of Paramount Elementary, and it is my great pleasure to introduce you Paramount Elementary's Parent of the Year, Mr. Damian Aceves. Now here's a fun fact. Last year, Mr. Aceves was on the other side of the wall cheering on his wife, Miss Lisa Aceves, but tonight, Mr. Aceves is joined by his wife, Lisa, of 18 years, his two children, Mia, who is a sophomore at Gladstone High, and Race, who is a fourth grader at Paramount, his sister, Justine, and members of our Paramount staff. Thank you for being here tonight. Tonight I have the honor of sharing with you things Mr. Aceves does that makes him a special part of Paramount. Mr. Aceves is always willing to help with student activities, PTA events, and serve on district committees to represent Paramount. This past year, he served on the Surplus Committee and the PAC Plus Committee. During the holidays, you can find Mr. Aceves serving as Santa Claus's representative and taking pictures with our students in classrooms. When it comes to our annual Spring Carnival, Mr. Aceves will be the first one there to set up and the last one to leave to make sure everything is taken down and the campus is ready for the next school year, or for the next school day, sorry. Now, this year, Mr. Aceves took a great interest in making sure that our new students and families felt welcomed at our Paramount community. And in our small talk with him, in my small talk with Mr. Aceves, you know, we discussed a few things like his bad taste in baseball teams. I asked him, you know, what was your goal growing up? And he answered, you know, Mr. Flores, what I always really wanted was a family. And this is a reflection of the type of person Mr. Aceves is. A very giving, committed, dedicated, and supportive individual that we're lucky to have as part of our Paramount community. So Mr. Aceves, I would like to thank you for everything you do, and it is my honor to once again introduce you as Paramount Elementary's Parent of the Year.
Congratulations, Mr. Damian Aceves. Congratulations. And you know, where's his wife? Stand up, please. Thank you for being a power team in the house and coming together for your school. It means a lot to us. Thank you guys so much, and congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jenny Weavy. I am the proud principal at Powell Elementary, and it is my great honor and privilege to introduce to you Powell's Parent of the Year, Mrs. Sarah Ramos. Sarah is joined here tonight by her beautiful family, her husband Tim, her 11-year-old son Cyrus, her beautiful daughter 3-year-old Erin. Her parents, Andy and Cynthia, and her sister Amber are here as well, so thank you so much for joining us. It's hard to believe that Sarah, 2 years ago, was not even a part of our Powell community. I first met Sarah when she and her husband made an appointment to meet with me because they were considering enrolling their son at Powell. From that first meeting, I knew that Sarah was a loving and dedicated parent, because man, did she have a lot of questions. I guess I convinced her that Powell was a good place to be because they came, and now she and her family are an integral part of our school. Let me tell you what I mean. As far as her official roles, Sarah is the president of our school site council, the secretary of our Panther Parent Group, one of the parent leaders in our Families in Schools program, a superintendent's roundtable participant, and a member of the PLLN, an initiative that is working on best practices for parent and community engagement in our state. In addition to all of these official roles, Sarah is creative, thoughtful, positive, and caring. She designed our beautiful parent room bulletin board and created a parent information board out in our quad area, which she updates every month. She works closely with our play directors and others, designing props and costumes for our school musical. Sarah connects with other parents through her warmth and smile and willingness to help out whenever needed. And boy, does she love her kids. During the Parent of the Year interview, she didn't even mention one of the official roles that she plays at Powell. Every single answer she gave was all about her children, how she is striving to support them in their emotional, spiritual, and academic development. Like I said, from that very first time I met her, I knew she was a loving and dedicated parent. Sarah is a joy to have around and a blessing to our school community. So Tim, Cyrus, Aaron, and the rest of the family, you should be very proud. Thank you, Sarah, for the way that you love your kids and serve our school. It's people like you that make our school a special place to be. Please join me in honoring Sarah Ramos, Powell School's Parent of the Year.
Congratulations, Sarah, but I want to say a few words first. So I got a chance to meet Sarah outside, actually, because I was behind her trying to get coffee behind her and her parents. And I got to say, her son was really excited to tell me one thing, and I do have to share this. He said he's really excited because he's a fifth grader right now, and that he gets to stay another year at his elementary. He just shared that with me, and I just wanted to share that with you too. So you're raising your kids right, and thank you for being such an important role in their lives and in ours too. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
Mi nombre es Anthony Contreras, soy director de la Escuela Center. Es para mí un placer presentar el premio a nuestro Padre del Año, a la fabulosa señora María Merito. La señora Merito es un gran apoyo en Center y en nuestra ciudad. Ella tiene 5 hijos y cada día se levanta muy temprano para entregarse por completo a su familia y a su comunidad. La señora Merito está presente en diversas actividades en Center. Ella es presentadora de familias en escuelas, voluntaria en el centro de padres, chaperona en viajes estudiantiles, miembro del consejo escolar, fiel asistente al café con el director, asiste a los talleres de padres y está siempre disponible con su acostumbrada frase: "Doctor Contreras, ¿necesita ayuda?". María además es voluntaria en la comunidad. Ella dona muchas horas ayudando a otros. Se le ve asistiendo a los niños de la familia Peña Rodríguez en su celebración navideña, en el banco de comida de Azusa y en eventos de recaudación de fondos para las familias necesitadas. La señora Merito también encuentra tiempo para ella misma. Recientemente empezó a tomar clases en la Escuela de Adultos de Azusa para obtener su diploma de preparatoria. María busca ser un ejemplo para sus hijos y para otros padres. En las últimas semanas, ella ha sido la roca de su familia. Hace unos días, por un error de identidad, su esposo fue detenido por agentes de inmigración. A pesar que él no tenía historia criminal, está en proceso de obtener su residencia legal, sigue detenido en la ciudad de Atlanta. María no se ha quedado de manos cruzadas, contrató servicios legales y ha solicitado cartas de referencia para su esposo. A pesar de estar atravesando por momentos difíciles, ella continúa trabajando en la escuela. La señora María Merito es una gran mujer, madre, esposa, amiga y miembro de la comunidad. Es por eso, con mucho gusto, celebramos hoy a la Madre del Año de la Escuela Center, María Merito.
I will tell you, everything he said in Spanish, ditto to that. But I just want you to know, Maria Moretos, she's my neighbor. So I always, when I want to find her, she's either at work, or she's with her kids, or she's at school. But I also think she belongs to the police watch, because she said, Yolanda, ¿por qué está este carro allá? ¿Qué están haciendo? No sé, ahí voy, and then I go outside, you know? So she's also the patrol in my community, right, Maria? And she does hang, and we have over 200 children in our Christmas party. She always wants to come early because she wants to help and see what she can do to help me out serve these 200 children. And she doesn't leave till we're done and we clean my whole yard, and then she can go home, right? So congratulations, Maria, well deserved. Amiga, she's my friend.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. Foothill Middle School is honored to present Lizzie Castaneda as this year's Parent of the Year. During the District Parent of the Year interviews, I was asked why Foothill selected Ms. Castaneda for Parent of the Year. I replied by stating the following. Whatever activity, meeting, event that is occurring at FMS, you will be certain to see Lizzie at one of those functions. Lizzie participates and attends all coffee with the principal meetings and is a contributing parent member for FMS School Site Council. In addition, not only does Lizzie volunteer her time to help sell food items during back to school night, open house, band concerts, choir concerts, drama productions, and other events, she also assists with the purchase of those food items. Lizzie is also the lead planner and facilitator for families in school parent workshops at FMS. In fact, Lizzie has created Families in Schools curriculum tailored to Foothill Middle School parents, curriculum that can be used by future Families in Schools parent presenters. Moreover, with respect to her son Thomas's education, Lizzie is so on top of it. For instance, every evening Lizzie asks Thomas about how his day went, what he's currently learning, and if he needs any help. If Thomas needs help with homework, Lizzie will do her best to assist. Lizzie hosts about 4 boys, Thomas's study buddies, at her house at least once a week. Lizzie feels this is beneficial because all the boys can collaborate to come up with solutions. Lizzie's ultimate educational goal for Thomas is for him to attend a 4-year university. Lizzie feels that in order to achieve this, she must consistently push him with his studies and make it so he's always interested in his learning. Finally, Lizzie feels that it is important to listen to Thomas about his struggles and welcomes open communication. FMS is so lucky to have Lizzie Castaneda as a parent volunteer, and we are going to miss her tremendously as Thomas moves on to high school, Azusa High School. Once an Aztec, always an Aztec. All right. Anyway, I do recall when Mrs. Wiebe, principal at Powell, she told me this awesome parent, Lizzie Castaneda, is coming to Foothill. Well, I have to say, Mrs. Wiebe, you were off by 100 awesomes. Dr. Gomez, you are very lucky to be getting Lizzie as one of your parents. Take advantage of her awesomeness. Now, I too have a fun fact, Mr. Flores. Lizzie is the first Azusa Unified Parent of the Year. All right. Lizzie is joined tonight by her, please stand as I call your name, by her husband, Ray Castaneda. Where's Ray? Last year's Foothill Middle School Parent of the Year, so we too have it in the family. Also, her son Thomas. Thomas, please stand. And her family. I'm going to read these off quickly. She made me write them all down. Marina, Shane, Maria, Melissa, Anna, Emily, Sonia, Aubrey, Christine, Denise, Roxy, Jaden, Lexi. Right on. All right. In closing, it is an honor to be associated with such a dedicated parent who anyone at FMS can count on. Please join me in recognizing Mrs. Lizzie Castaneda as Foothill Middle School's 2019 Parent of the Year.
Good evening. I'm Yvette Walker, the principal at Slauson Middle School, and it is with great pride that I present to you Miss Cecilia Ford, Slauson's Parent of the Year. Joining her this evening are her two children, Raylene and Philip, her mother Pat, her very good friends, and of course, a few of our very own Slauson family. Thank you for joining us this evening. Cecilia was chosen as our Parent of the Year for her dedication and commitment to not only our students and our staff, but also the Azusa community. Her commitment and countless hours of supporting Azusa Unified is very evident. A few examples are volunteering with Azusa Beautiful, Aztec Mocha, Azusa Mariachi. She also attends community events such as field trips put on by Mayor Rocha, the annual toy drive, and the annual Cool Cuts for kids. When working with our students, staff, and other parents, Cecilia is very patient, she is kind, and she is focused at whatever it is that she is doing. During our school events, she dedicates an overabundance of time. She supports not only her son Philip, but other students through carpooling, supervising school events, and district events as well. She is an advocate for all students while maintaining a smile at all times. Cecilia is a very giving individual and participates in almost every fundraising event. She goes beyond when it comes to supporting students, whether it be at Slauson Middle School or at one of our other schools within the district. I believe that having Miss Cecilia Ford on our campus as a parent and as an employee provides invaluable service to our students. Ms. Ford's friendly and genuine attitude has made it easy for her to relate to people on all levels. Her positivity is contagious, her continuous smile is beautiful, and her overall energy is energetic. Cecilia, thank you for all that you bring to Azusa Unified School District and to Slauson. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Cecilia Ford as Slauson's 2019-2020 Parent of the Year.
I just want to say a few things, just real quick, after this hug. Cecilia, her heart and soul, her whole being is Azusa. And every time I turn around and there's an activity, there she is. And her son's right there with her. I drive by and she's right there picking up trash. She's helping Azusa Beautiful. Everywhere you need her, she's there. And she cares about not just Slauson kids, she cares about every single being in here. So I humbly thank you for your passion, your dedication, and your love for our community. Cecilia, congratulations.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Martín Gómez y soy orgullosamente el director de la Escuela Preparatoria Azusa. Estoy aquí para hacerle un reconocimiento a la señora Marina Muñoz como la Madre del Año de nuestra escuela. La señora Muñoz tiene un hijo en el 10º grado en la preparatoria y 2 hijas mayores que se graduaron de esta misma escuela y atendieron a la escuela USC y APU. Ella está apoyada siempre por su esposo, sus hijas, su hijo, amigas y el personal del Centro de Padres de Familia. La familia Muñoz es una familia azteca y nosotros celebramos su dedicación por mejorar el distrito. Ella usa su talento bilingüe para decir, once an Aztec,
Always as Aztec.
La señora Muñoz ha participado apoyando a varias escuelas y diferentes programas en toda la comunidad de Azusa durante sus 22 años. Su compromiso activo y continuo a lo largo de los años con la escuela primaria Pao, la secundaria Furio, con el señor, ¿cómo se llama?
Mr. Perdomo.
Mr. Perdomo, que recientemente perdió, ¿cuánto peso?
Muchísimo, ya no tiene pancita.
Y la escuela Azusa y los programas del distrito es lo que la distingue como un líder comunitaria. El mensaje de la señora Muñoz para todos es que cualquier persona con el deseo y el conocimiento para lograr grandes cosas puede hacerlo a pesar de cualquier obstáculo. Ella no podría brindar todo ese apoyo sin el respaldo de su familia, su fe y la comunidad de Azusa. Los esfuerzos de la señora Marina Muñoz son verdaderamente valorados en Azusa y merece este reconocimiento como la Madre del Año de la preparatoria Azusa por sus contribuciones a nuestra hermosa ciudad. Felicidades, soy Ana Muñoz.
Señora. Buenas noches, mi nombre es Gabriel Fernández, soy el director de Gladstone High School y es Araceli Lepe. Buenas noches, tengo el honor de presentarle a Araceli Lepe como Madre del Año de Escuela Preparatoria de Gladstone. Este año hemos visto un aumento en la participación de los padres en varios comités y juntas de padres en Gladstone. Y la señora Lepe es una de las madres más involucradas que tenemos en Gladstone. La señora Lepe está involucrada en nuestro concilio escolar, nuestro ILAC y representa a los padres en las juntas de PAC+. Ella es una oyente que muchos padres respetan. Más allá de sus servicios en estas reuniones, ella representa el espíritu de las familias y estudiantes de Gladstone. Agradecida, trabajadora y amable. El personal administrativo y docente valora a la señora Lepe por su contribución y esfuerzo para hacer de nuestra comunidad un lugar mejor. Como su hija es una estudiante de noveno año, tendremos la bendición de tenerla en nuestro equipo por 4 años más. Muchas gracias, señora. La queremos.
Me está llevando.
Good evening. My name is Kent Stout, and I'm the assistant principal at Sierra High School. It is an honor to introduce to you our Parent of the Year, Mrs. Yolanda Rodriguez. Yolanda has been married for 27 years to her husband Carlos, and they have 5 children, 4 who are here tonight: Crystal, Anthony, Hugo, Victor, who attend Sierra, and her daughter Alexis. Yolanda was selected by the Sierra community because of her willingness and commitment to our school. She has become our go-to parent this year. When we need a parent for something, Ms. Sines, our community liaison, reaches out to Yolanda to ask for help. She has served on our PAC Plus, ELAC, and Roundtable. She attends all of our parent meetings. Her dedication has been greatly appreciated. When did her passion and dedication for school begin so strong? Let me tell you a story. When Yolanda was 13, her parents brought her and her siblings to the United States. They lived in South Central Los Angeles. Her mother enrolled her brothers and sisters at school, but not Yolanda. She asked her mom why everyone was going to school except her, and her mother told her she did not want her to be in school because she would start behaving like a loca. Yolanda would get sad seeing all the other children in the neighborhood go to school. Therefore, she decided to look for the school phone number in the yellow pages. She called and talked to a counselor. The next morning, the counselor came to talk to her mother. She told her that it was the law and Yolanda needed to be in school. Her mother agreed to send her to school, but when the counselor left, she was so upset, she gave her the chancla. Her mother told her that you can attend school, but if you get pregnant, vas a ver. As you can see, even from age 13, Yolanda has really valued education. She supports not only her own children, but all the students at Sierra. Congratulations, Ms. Rodriguez, for being Sierra High School's Parent of the Year.
Oh, that's awesome. Azusa Unified School District Parent of the Year Award is proudly presented to Yolanda Rodriguez for her contributions and dedication to the students of Azusa. Good job, kid. Good job.
All right, here we go. Good evening. My name is Adriana Garcia Medina, proud principal at Valleydale Elementary. And it is my honor to recognize Azusa Unified School District's Parent of the Year, Ms. Denise Lopez. Absolutely. Joining us to celebrate Ms. Lopez, and a fun fact for everyone, is our former Parent of the Year, her wonderful husband, Mr. Lopez. Her two wonderful children, Adrian and Ariana. We have three of her sisters here, Liseth, Lilia, Julie, her brother Elias, her mother and father, Bernardina and Francisco, her brother-in-law, Sergio, her nephews, Alexander and Vincent, and some of our amazing Valleydale staff. Thank you so much for joining us and being here for Denise. Ms. Lopez grew up in Azusa. She's a product of our wonderful school district. She was a Valleydale alumni before moving on to Slauson and Gladstone High School. Her love for our community is obvious to anyone that knows her, and she is proud of anything that is remotely close to Azusa. Ms. Lopez wants everyone to see our school through her eyes. Because she loves our school, she's always looking for all the positives in any situation. She builds everything up to highlight all the great things that are happening. The first thing that she helped build was our parent group. Since she came back to Valleydale, what we now have is a PTO that supports our students in many ways, from helping with field trips to purchasing PBIS incentives. Students are benefiting from her fundraising efforts. Not only that, but our PTO puts on some amazing events. Many of these events are new to our community, and we now have events like Hispanic Heritage, the Parent and Me Dance, our amazing school carnival, and she's been instrumental to make sure that these events are successful.
She is actively involved in everything from planning to promoting and to execution. She runs events so smoothly that it connects our community to our school. She also builds our school presence at the district level. She does this by being a member of so many of our district level committees. What is unique about her is that she is not only a member, but she is an active one. She is asking the right questions, and sometimes she's asking the tough questions, but all with the larger goal of ensuring that our students are taken care of. Among the committees that have benefited from her contributions include ELAC, School Site Council, the Superintendent's Roundtable, PAC Plus, the School Consolidation Transition Team, and helping with the district strategic plan. But that is not all. She's also building on the individual level. And what I mean is that she's constantly checking in on staff. She's asking us, is everything okay? What do you need? And when you tell her what you need, our builder springs into action, and she starts making things happen. If she can't make it happen herself, she'll find someone to make it happen. If you need a cardboard boat for an open house project, she will make it happen.
Or my husband.
Or her husband. If there's a thunderstorm that's coming at dismissal time, there are canopies set up at our dismissal gates. There are always needs to be filled, and Ms. Lopez is eager to fill those needs. Ms. Lopez is a mother of Adrian and Ariana, and even though we've talked about how she has built our school, her first and main building project is her children. We see this firsthand because she'll do whatever it takes to make them successful. Ariana is just starting off in the dual immersion program, and so Ms. Lopez is working on ways to make sure that her second language is improving. Does Adrian need support academically? She's talking to teachers, and she's working with him to make sure that he is the best that he can be. These are just a small part of the things that she does at Valleydale. Ms. Lopez is driven by the love of her children and for the love of our school and for the love of our district. We thank Ms. Lopez and her family for her leadership, dedication, passion, and commitment. Please join me in recognizing Azusa Unified School District Parent of the Year, Ms. Denise Lopez.
Okay, and I have this for you. It says Azusa Unified School District All District Parent of the Year Award is proudly presented to Denise Lopez for her contributions and dedication to the students of Azusa. Signed, Dr. Linda Kaminsky, Superintendent, and Jerry Bibles-Vogel, Board President. Yeah, and thank you. And thank you for everything you do, because even with all the parents, every parent here, every parent in our district are so integral to how we run. I mean, you love your children, we love your children. We are here to build Azusa together. So thank you. Congratulations to everybody.
Before we let Ms. Lopez speak, I'd like to welcome our wonderful partners from our credit union, Foothill Credit Union, Ms. Melissa, who has some gifts.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Melissa, and on behalf of Foothill Credit Union, I'm here to show support for our Azusa community. So I have a family game night basket with a $50 gift card for Azusa's Parent of the Year.
I want to go ahead and, for the first time ever, I want to go ahead and invite our Sergeant Kimberly Lopez and Staff Sergeant Jesse Nunez from the Marines. They're here to make a presentation.
Thank you. Buenas noches. Primero que nada, felicitaciones a todos los padres que han sido reconocidos hoy día. I'd like to think that the contributions that you make today will make a positive impact in our youth tomorrow. So thank you. With that being said, we'd like to present Denise with a certification from the Marines.
On behalf of the United States Marine Corps, it takes pleasure in presenting the Azusa Unified School District Parent of the Year to Denise Lopez for your continuous devotion to your community, schools, and future generation of Americans. The Marines thank you for your hard work and diligence. Signed on this date, February 4th, 2020, Robert G. Neller, Commandant, United States Marine Corps.
You truly deserve it. I look forward to reading more books of it.
One more?
So he just totally surprised me with this mic. I'm just kidding. Ms. Medina kind of forewarned me, so I have a little something to say. Bear with me. There's so many parents out here today that it's honestly really an honor to be recognized among all you guys. I'm still in awe that I was recognized as Parent of the Year. There's so many parents here that are very amazing, and to be recognized as one of them, it's such a great privilege. Thank you so much. I would like to thank Valleydale from the bottom of my heart, the parents, the staff, who voted me first off as Valleydale Parent of the Year, which was a shock because I wasn't expecting it. And the thing is, my strive, my goal has never been to be Parent of the Year. My goal has always been my two kids, Adrian and Ariana, which I love to the bottom of my heart. And everything I do is honestly for them. And I tell them, do you want me to stop? Do you want me to stop? And they say no, I continue. And everything I do for my kids. I love them so much. The desire, the need, the want to help them grow, it's what makes me continue and just being there. Volunteering at school, it's easy because I can keep an eye on them. I can, I'm a helicopter mom. I can see what they're doing, and then I can help them. I can help them in academics, and they tell me. But everything of this is possible because I have an amazing husband. He said, "Yes, I love you," and he helps me. I come up with these crazy ideas, and he's there for me. And I have my family who loves and supports me. My sisters, my mom and dad, los quiero mucho. And they're there for me, and I love them. But all this is not possible without the Valleydale. Valleydale has a special place in my heart, having been there, and it just makes it easier for me to go and help the kids because the teachers are amazing. I want to thank all the teachers and the teacher that encouraged me to attend the meeting and to get to know the other parents and then continue being what I am. I want to thank you. You know who you are. At Valleydale, I have the privilege, we have this great administrator, and she makes it possible. If it wasn't for her, she makes it, they're not working. Oh, she makes it possible because she's awesome and she knows that she can make a difference in our kids' education. Thank you, Ms. Garcia Medina, and it's an honor to help you and to work with you. I encourage all parents to take an active role in their kids, and because if we work together as a community, just as Dr. Seuss says, we can move mountains. Thank you.
Stay up here for 1 second. Oh, no. I get to give a hug, too.
Oh, thank you.
This is,
I love you too, Papas.
and I love all the parents and all of you who help out so much and make a difference for your children, for our schools, for all the children. You're an amazing, amazing group of people. Thank you so, so much. Thank you.
Seems like this is the conclusion. Gabby would like to...
Before we leave, I do want to let all of the parents that were honored today, that the Marines actually have certificates for you that will be given to your principals at your next meeting with Mr. Arturo Ortega, and you will get them there, and hopefully you guys will be presented those at a coffee with the principals. Thank you.
Alrighty, anybody else? All right.
Yeah, I just want to say to all the parents, thank you so much for all of the hard work that you put in, not only to being great parents to your own kids, but even the work that you do for the kids across the district, the kids across the community. It shows, and the fact that we get to highlight and see and showcase how you shine is incredible. And so we are so grateful for all that you do. Please keep up the great work.
I also want to thank all the parents today and all your volunteer work, because I know some of you work, some of you have children, some of you have homes, but we really need you to make our school effective. And I want to appreciate all the principals and all the programs that we have. Coffee with the Principal and the DLAC, and it's hard for us to make decisions even in the PAC Plus, and we appreciate all your input, and we really need you for all the input, because you are all at the school sites. We're not there, so we really need you, and I want to thank you all today. Thank you.
Yep. And I'll send across a big thank you. I already had my little stump speech over there, and everybody go home and ice cream's on your mom and dad's. And I'm ending the meeting at 8:26 p.m.